Well, in this part of the lecture, we're going to concentrate on, well, we will continue talking about present perfect, but we will concentrate on the use of some kind such as just, already, recently, and lately. In this case, we can see here, according to this information, that just is used when something happened uh, in a short time ago. I mean, when we use the word just, notice in the example, in the first example, that is normally used between the auxiliary and the main verb. It means the verb in past participle, okay? It indicates that the action happened maybe some minutes ago, an hour ago, or some seconds ago, all right? So it's immediate, all right? It's very close in time to the present. When we use already, also, it means that the action happened, but not necessarily very close to this moment. Okay? It means that you did the action and you don't have to do it again or you completed an activity. Okay? There's a little difference in meaning in relation to that. Just indicates that you did it a few seconds, a few minutes ago. Already means that you accomplished a task, that you completed your your homework, for example, your the activity you are supposed to do today, for example, or during the week. So we have I've just eaten. It means that you finished eating. You're in this moment. You stand up. You're standing up in front of the table because you finished eating. Okay. I just found a new job means that the job you got the job maybe yesterday or this morning. Why not? We've just finished cooking. It means that food is still hot. Okay, that's the deal. We've already is used also in the same position. It's used before the main verb. But when you say I've already eaten, so it means that you, for example, you had breakfast, but it doesn't mean that you did it a few minutes ago. Okay, for example, I offer you, would you like to have breakfast with me, for example? And you say, oh, sorry, I've already eaten. I've already had breakfast. So it means that you did it maybe at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., but it means that that action is complete. All right. So it's not necessarily very close in time. That is the difference. Now, lately, okay, and recently, they are used also with present perfect, okay? They normally go at the end of the sentence, but in some cases can be used in the same position as just and already. Look at this example. We can use recently between the auxiliary verb, the auxiliary have, and the main verb. But normally they are used in final position, especially late. Okay? Look at the first example. It says, have you been to the cinema recently? And they are telling you that something happened in a very short time. All right. Look at the second example. I've played tennis recently. I haven't eaten curry lately. Now, let's talk or let's describe a little bit difference between them. I'm just going to directly, both of them, they talk about a signal that the action or state is relatively recent. Okay, they are more similar, like just. Okay, but look at the examples. With example, we can see the differences. In the first example, it says, "I have been feeling tired lately." It doesn't mean that you felt tired a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago. That means that you have been feeling in that way for days or weeks, maybe. So when you say, I have been feeling tired lately, you're talking in this case about an ongoing state. It means something that happens to you in this moment, but started some days ago, okay, some weeks ago. But look at, for example, I have recently visited my parents Okay, in this case, it's not a state, it's an action. I have recently visited my parents. It's done. You did it. Okay, you're not indicating that this happened yesterday, this morning. You're just talking about about something that happened maybe last week, okay, maybe 15 days ago. But in this case, it's about an action, not an state. Now, the question in exercise number 3, have you been to the movies lately? In that case, when we use lately, we're talking about an event, right? Also an action, all right? But if you say, have you been to the movies lately? It means that if you have done it maybe during this month, okay? The last 2 weeks, maybe. Or have you been to the movies recently? Okay, it's the same in this situation, right? You're asking the person if the person has done the activity the previous days, okay, 2 weeks ago. So when it is about an event, you talk about a recent habit or a recent event. When you're talking about an action, it is used to talk about a completed action. And in the case of a state, notice that it is different. The meaning in here is that if you have been feeling in that form for several weeks, for several days. So once again, we use lately and recently to talk about actions, events, habits, or states that have happened recently or that they were ongoing. Okay? Just is used to indicate an action that happened a few minutes ago, a few seconds ago, in a short time ago, right? And already is used to talk about an action that happened in the past, but is not necessarily very close in time. Okay? Where is the location? Just and already, they're used between the auxiliary verb have and the main verb in past parts. Whether lately and recently can be used in the same place, but also they can be used at the end. That makes the difference at the moment of writing and speaking. Well, I hope you can continue practicing with the exercises you have in the resources in the virtual classroom. Bye.